Alright everybody, back at it again. In this episode, I'm going to be replacing front knuckle on the driver's side. I've been driving almost a month now. First thing I noticed was some wheel noise. I changed the tire because the tire did have some rough spots in it. So I got a good tire, good rim. What I believe is the problem is the wheel bearings were damaged in the accident where it got hit on the side. So it was not just the upper control arm, but it was also probably the bearings inside the knuckle. So I've already taken this one off thanks to COD. Certificate of Destruction from Florida. The parts car is still helping out even this far in. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to take this knuckle off and everything you'll need to do it, and it's not very difficult at all. Alright, just a little bit of advice. If you don't have a low profile jack, it's going to be very difficult to get underneath the car. So, and if you don't have a lifting puck that you can put in rubber mount to line up the jack on, so I got it in place. If you don't have that, as long as you got a piece of plywood or something you can put on the jack pad and on the location of the lifting point to distribute the load, you can do that. There's no need to have any special tools when it comes to that. But yeah, obviously first thing you do is lift up your front side. Just get it off the ground. Don't have to be crazy. Take your wheel off. And I know everything's metric, but a 13/16 fits perfectly. Some of you guys don't have all metric tools yet, so there's some steps. Wheel out the way, and then you're going to want to take the brake caliper off next. What you're going to need for that, they do have an inverted torque, so I think it's like a 12 or a 14 that works on that, but the 15 mil 12 point fits it just fine. And that goes on there. And then you also need a 10 mil that you're going to take the brake line off with. So that's right here on the knuckle. It's really easy. Just loosen it and it comes out by finger. That just gets that out the way. Yeah, the bolts are right behind the brake caliper. And I like this, I can extend it and get a little extra leverage. I usually just give them a couple turns once I break them loose, and they usually just come right out my finger. You may have to wiggle the oh wow, that's not good. Looks like that come out. It's the retaining bolt for the rotor. Alright, so you can see there, that's the inverted Torx, but 15 fits it just fine. I got it. Okay, now that you got that, just grab this, pull that off, sit it back here on the suspension. I know it's kind of bright out here, but since this is loose, I might as well take it off. Ooh. Oh yeah, you can hear it. It's definitely not like that on the other one. Yeah, bad bearings, man. Alright, so the next tool you need is going to be that 15 again to take this top bolt off. You may have to hold back on this, and what you need for that, I think 45. Yeah, so the 45 holds it. You may need another wrench to hold it, but I can hold it with my hand. Now you want to loosen this, but don't take it out yet, because this is going to hold the whole assembly up. And if you take it out now, it's just going to fall down. It's going to make it harder to get loose. But what you do want to do is take that T45 Torx bit, put it on your ratchet, because what you're gonna have is underneath the center bolt going through each linkage. You're gonna have to hold it back with this, and then take your 7/8 and loosen the nut. So I'm gonna hold the length on this thing. There we go. And once you've got it kind of going, you can actually use the ratcheting action to kind of speed up the process. Get that bolt off. I mean, nut off. And you just loosen it by hand. Okay, there's one. Then you got to get the other one. That's the wishbone arm. This will be the main arm. Jeez, that joke is really tight. Almost thought I broke my Torx bit, because it's you know, you're relying on it to hold it. Huh? Okay, it didn't. Alright, take that off. Okay. And then we got one more. This one is actually a little bit trickier because you're going to need that 10 mil again. Instead of the Torx bit, for the tie rod end, you're going to need a 10 mil to go on top of this socket here. Let me see if I can get y'all over there real quick. So you want to hold it back like that. And take your wrench. I'm not going to have much room to swing here because of the, well, shoot. It was easier on the other one because I didn't have any issues. Okay. Maybe I can maybe if I take this dust shield off. Yeah, that's a little bit extra work than I didn't think I'm going to have to do here. Yeah, let me take that off. Is it 30? Yeah, it's a 30. Alright, so it's a little Torx 30. I don't know if I can get it in there. Just could get it in there. Alright. So I'm not necessarily taking it off, I'm just getting it out the way so I get access to that nut here to loosen it. Alright, so with your wrench on the nut and your 10 mil backing up here, you don't need much room because you get it coming off there pretty easy. And this is literally the same way on the bottom, except you're using the Torx bit, which is basically going inside the end there. So in case you know you couldn't see that, so kind of demonstrate that right there. And then once I get it going, yeah, you can just do this. Oh, it's pretty much off. There we go. Alright, and just knock it down and out of the way. Now, secondary, what we got to do is with your 10 mil, you're going to take these sensor lines off for the wheel speed position sensor. So you got one there and one up here. And there's also a pry tool piece right here, but I can probably grab it with this. Yeah, okay. Good old Kleins, man. You can use them for everything. Alright, so those two are out the way. Save those bolts, don't lose them. Set them to the side. Maybe tuck this up back here where it doesn't get hung up on anything. And alright, so this is the tricky one. So this is completely loose. It's gonna fall down. There's nothing holding it up but this one bolt. When you knock it out, when I say knock it out, lift up on this, take it loose, and just drop it down. And it comes out. Let's put the other one back in. And the reason I'm also going to change the whole thing is because I don't actually know if that knuckle was bent or not. Whereas on this car, it didn't even have an impact really on this side. So I know the knuckle's fine. But I do think I am going to change the rotor. This rotor's been sitting up for a while. See if I can get it off there. That rotor's off. Well, we'll see. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So getting back to it, I need to take this loose here. Well, they changed that design on this one, didn't they? I guess it was a little redundant to have the piece going around, so you can just take it off. The other one, you would have had to pull the bearing housing in order to get this off. Good job, Tesla. So, first thing I believe you want to do is get that joint up here. Take your bolt, slide him through. That's got that. Take your nut just for safekeeping so it doesn't fall out. And then you can start working on the rest of the stuff, which you just pull this down and line your lower links up. And it's kind of just floating, so you just need to push one down, put the nut on it, push this one. Well, this one's already down. Get the nut on it. And tie rod, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Look at that. Reverse. Wait, no, I was right. I was right. I was right. Tighten up. Got a good bind on it. Go ahead, get a good knuckle sandwich on it. Okay, back after it. Daggum SD card was full. I thought the camera overheated. Anyway, so we got the tie rod tightened down. We gotta tighten these up on the bottom. So need the Torx bit. Get a good bite. Okay, next one. Okay, definitely tight. Okay, let's put this rotor on here. And the bolt hole. Well, there's a bolt hole everywhere. Oh, you know what? I can't do that. Gotta put this back on there first. Oh, I got it on there wrong, that's why. That's cute. Goes this way, boys. Definitely not gonna fit like that. I went inside for too long, not paying attention. Okay. All right, now we can put the rotor back on. And pretty sure it's not same as it's the same as the other ones. Or is it a little shorter? That's the same one. Look at that. All the bolts that hold these, the keeper nut's the same. 10 mil. And it just, I mean, that's literally just keeping it from falling off. The lug nuts are what's really holding everything. And, alright, so we need a 15. So we can get ready for everything else, which is involving tightening this up and get most of this by hand. Take this guy up. Can I hold it this time? I don't know. I held it when I was picking it loose. Just barely, yeah. Once it grabs though, it's pretty good. It's mainly what you need it for, just to, okay, that's it. And caliper. And it should just go right back on there. Okay, there we go. And 2. And put all these back. Brake line bolt, sensor, put it back down in there. Put that back in. Put this in the back right here. Now, these will strip out really easy with this big ratchet, just saying. I mean, you barely want to get any torque on those at all. And put your wheel back on. That's it. And I mean, if you wanted, you know, is to go far as changing like a bearing assembly, that's pretty straightforward. What size is that? That's not 15. That's a it's probably like an 18 or a 19, I'm guessing. Right there. But you just take those 3 out, and yeah, you could change that hub assembly easy. So, and you could also do that without taking the whole assembly off. But yeah, this one was, man, you can see where it got hit. That wheel hit it. It was definitely damaged. I'm gonna take it for a spin and see if fix the problem. Thanks for watching. See y'all guys next time.